Hi there, Lloyd Macedo speaking from LloydMacedo.com and Lloyd Macedo TV. Now, I finished bashing up most of the Indians, so I thought I'm going to put up a video about Filipinos. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love Filipinos, okay? All my tattoos were done by Filipinos. Most of my girlfriends were Filipinos. I love Filipino food like bulalo, crispy pata, then buko pandan. I sometimes wish I was born Filipino, okay? However, lately, I started getting into the Filipino culture, and then I realized maybe I don't want to be a Filipino. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Don't get me wrong. I'm not racist. Okay, I'm not racist. I'll give you the points, and then you correct me if I'm wrong. Now, first and foremost, if you actually look at it, Filipinos are some of the most creative people in the world. If you look in the Middle East, almost all the creative artists, all the designers, all the people in the fashion industry, almost all of them are Filipinos. They're very, very creative. Go to any, I've worked in a fashion-based company. Almost all the designers are Filipinos. I've worked in I've even checked website companies, they're Filipinos. You check the telecommunication industry, they're Filipinos. So they're very creative people, okay? But then the question is, why are they not succeeding? If you actually look in the Middle East, how many Filipinos are CEOs? How many do you have? I don't know. Maybe there must be just one. I have not met that person. If you look around in the Middle East, there's not a single Filipino who's the CEO of a company. Now, Filipinos, okay, first let me tell you the good things. The Filipinos are very talented. They have amazing grooming habits. You will never meet a Filipino who stinks. They're very clean. They smell amazing. They have great dress sense. So, yeah, Filipinos are very good in that department also. And third, Filipinos, what I like is when they eat food, they eat together as a family. Indians normally are very conjuice. They'll take their food aside and they'll eat. So these are the three things which I admire about the Filipinos, okay? But now I have a couple of criticisms about the Filipinos. Now, first and foremost, why I think Filipinos, which I really think Filipinos ought to look into is your politics. Man, your politics suck. To tell you very honestly, I lately made friends with a group of Filipinos. They formed a speakers club. They just formed it on day one. And from day one, there were emails being sent from the president to the vice president. They were like attacking each other. And then they started forming groups and groupism. And it was seriously sick. And I thought, okay, maybe this club only. They formed another club. They're also the same problem. Then they formed another club. There was a problem there also. I mean, almost all the Filipino groups, there's always a problem. And then I joined a sports club. There also there was a problem. I mean, why do you guys fight between yourselves? What's got wrong with you people? Why do you want to have politics? Why do you want to fight each other? Okay, that is one. The second one is religion. Now these guys, you speak anything of religion, they get very angry. They will sit and pray to God. They'll take a small notebook, they'll pray the rosaries, they do all this. But then they'll smoke, they'll drink, they'll have sex. And that will sex with almost everyone. And there are these boy and boy thing, I don't have anything against homosexuals, but sleeping around, basically sleeping around. I mean, why the double standard? How can you pray to God and then say God should accept you for doing all this rubbish? And if you ask them why you're drinking, no, it is just my habit. Come on, don't keep double standards. They portray themselves as religious, but they do all the rubbish. Number three. Now I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach. I charge people money. Now, when I've seen Filipinos when they are shopping, or if I tell them about a training program, and I tell them, okay, I'm charging around, say 500 per hour. Pare, too expensive, pare. In fact, I happened to see this girl. She was in Virgin Megastore, and she was flipping through these books, and she found one book. I think it was about awesomeness, and she looked at the price. It was 55 dirhams, which is roughly around $15. And she said, so expensive. I kind of overheard. Then I happened to see her at the cinema hall that was near the shopping mall, just a few steps away. She happened to come for the same movie I was going, Iron Man 3. And there, in front of my eyes, she purchased like 4 buckets of popcorn, plus chocolates, plus M&Ms, plus Pepsi. Her bill came up to 320 dirhams, just for her and 2-3 of her friends. Now, she would spend 320 dirhams, that is roughly around $100 for popcorn, but she wouldn't spend $15 for a book. The same thing happens with, I have so many students, not one has been a Filipino. Why? They keep, very expensive, very expensive. Man, you can spend for your style. You can spend for perfumes. You can spend for enjoyment. You can spend for nightclubs, for alcohol, for food. How about education? How about getting yourself trained? Then number 3, The biggest problem with Filipinos is their social gathering. I mean, every time they have to smoke, they have to drink, and they are social drinkers. I mean, I don't know if that is a good thing, but I'll tell you, that's seriously a one-way road to destruction. It's great to dress up sexy and look nice, but then drinking alcohol, how does it contribute to your career? Are you just come to enjoy life, or is there some other purpose to it? I don't know. Then point number 4, which I always have wrong. I don't know why, but the older the Filipinos get, they dress up like children. I've seen 40-year-old men dress up like wearing basketball shorts, basketball shoes. You know, even some of them, their salaries are like 800 dirhams, but they'll be buying like 3,000 dirhams sunglasses, like $1,000 sunglasses. They'll wear Ray-Ban, they'll wear sports. Some of them, they don't even have money to eat food, but they'll buy a bicycle which is worth like 20,000 dirhams. That is around like, I think 8,000, 9,000 US dollars. I mean, that's crazy. The next thing which, the problem which I have with Filipinos is, I mean, they like to stay sharing, and the sharing is kind of crazy. It's like they prefer bed space. I have met one lady. She stays in Sheikh Zayed Road, which is supposed to be a prestigious area. Now, the funny thing over there is, she spends almost like $1,000, that's around 3,500 dirhams, for just having a bed space, okay? There's no place to move. Like, you get up and you have to go out of the door. She stays there, she spends that much money for a bed space because she has to share. But then she'll show off to the whole world that she's very expensive. I mean, for what? Why don't you take a nice little apartment somewhere and get your privacy? Why do you want to share your toilet and your room and everything else? Then, point number 5, which I can never understand. I have seen Filipinas who are getting like basic salaries in supermarkets. They must be earning around, let's say, less than $800, maybe less than that, or maybe even $500. But you'll see them having an iPhone, a Samsung, a BlackBerry. Almost every Filipino I know has more than one phone. They'll have 2 phones. Some of them have even 3 phones. Why in the world do you need so many phones? What are you trying to prove? I mean, it's crazy. Have 1 phone is enough. 3 phones? And how do you afford it? I don't know. Another thing which I really cannot understand with Filipinos is almost everyone has children. Having children has become a national time pass. They just have children. Every lady that I know has at least 2 kids. And they're like, oh, they're the gift. And the worst part is, the husbands are not with the children. They are not married, so the husband is going, man, guys, why don't you start becoming like men and take care of those kids? Why do you just give birth to children and leave? I know there is one guy, he has 7 children from 3 different women. What kind of stupidity is that? And then you have another one. This point is pride of the nation. Okay, all Filipinos are proud. Like you have Manny Pacquiao, who is the the boxer. He's a famous boxer. So when he wins, Manny Pacquiao. And now you have that Cesar Guarin. He's another runner. He's come down. So the Filipinos are very proud about him, and they're saying, yeah, Filipino pride and all that stuff. Okay, agreed. But now the question is, okay, you're proud of him. What are you doing? I mean, you need to focus on yourself, my dear friend. If you're so proud of Philippines, why don't you go back to Philippines? Why are you here? Why are you leaving your country to earn money here? Go back to Philippines. So if you really want to show pride, I think you need to do something for yourself. First look after yourself, then look after the country. Don't just simply start when someone wins, hey, Filipino. And when someone does something bad, oh, no, you detach yourself. That's stupid. Okay? And last but not the least is, you all have this clannish attitude where you like to focus, okay, the Filipino dancing club, the Filipino triathletes club, the Filipino speakers club. How do you expect any other nationality to want to mix with you or help you if you are only Filipino this, Filipino that? I mean, instead of having, let's say, the Filipino speakers club, have the global speakers club. Instead of having the Filipinos triathlete club, have a global triathlete club. I mean, even the name, just think of the branding, the image that you're giving. Okay, people don't mind it. And I know you're very open. You accept all nationalities. That's a different question. But then, when you have this clannish attitude and you talk in your language, papali, pupala, pala, 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 people feel left out. If you want to be accepted, that is why, I'll tell you, that is exactly why you have other people who tend to be clannish against you. Indians have the same problem. They keep talking as if they're drowning in water. They talk, and that's stupid. So this is, what I would suggest to you, Filipino friends of mine. Number one is start focusing on branding yourself, focusing on education, focusing on training yourself, on upgrading yourself. Okay, external image is good, clothes is good, makeup is good, perfume is good. But then if you don't have anything up here, what's the point? The second one is stop this smoking, drinking, and socializing and wasting money. You're simply making a fool of yourself. I mean, I know half the Filipinos who dress up so sexy and so amazing. You'll think they are multimillionaires, but the minute you go to their house, they are staying in a bed space where you can't even move. What's the point you're trying to show off? Now, number three is please stop behaving like kids. Behave your own age. Stop dressing up like children, like wearing these basketball shorts and these sports shoes and all that. I mean, behave your age. And the next one is please have a little bit of self-respect because you guys are so talented and so gifted. Why don't you demand for a higher salary? Why don't you stand up for yourself? I know one guy who's the editor of a magazine. He is taking the salary of a bloody sales executive. I asked him why the hell. He doesn't know. I mean, you guys deserve a bigger salary. Why don't you ask for it? Why are you keeping quiet? Why are you such cowards? Why do you get courage only after drinking 4-5 pegs? And please, last but not the least, I think you really need to ask yourself, is getting involved in politics, is it required? You're destroying yourself, you're destroying a bloody country, and you're destroying the unity that you have. So please, to my Filipino friends, I don't know whether you liked it or you didn't like it, or whether you agree with me or don't agree, I don't care. All I can tell you is this: if you want to succeed, first start up with you. Focus on yourself, make yourself a brand. You're very talented, very gifted people. I really love your culture, I love your food, I love your unity, but then you're destroying yourself with these problems. I think this is a major virus, and if Filipinos can unite together and get a solution to this, I think you can really, really succeed. So this is Loy Macedo speaking from LoyMacedo.com and Loy Macedo TV. Tell me what you think, if you agree, disagree, or you simply think I spoke a whole lot of nonsense. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now.